What's up, 418ers? My name is Joshua Knutson. I'm the founder of the 418 Revolution app. I'm also a youth pastor at Horizon Christian Church in Sparks, Nevada. And I want to talk to you about prayer. This is going to be a multi-part series where we talk about prayer. What is it? How do you do it? How does it work? How does prayer work? Prayer is one of the most important things that we can do. I remember when I was a kid, about 11 years old, I read this book. It was called Indian in the Cupboard. And in this book, this kid has a cupboard, little medicine cabinet type thing. And when he gets the little Indian figure that he has, he puts it in the cupboard and he locks the door. And in the morning when he wakes up and he opens it up again, it's alive. His toy is alive. Now, I don't know what kid doesn't want their toys to actually be alive. But let me tell you, as an 11-year-old, I did. I wanted it, and I prayed for it every night. God, please let my toys come to life. Please let my toys come to life. Now, you may be seeing this and going, of course your toys didn't come to life. Of course they didn't. But what you have revealed is that you have a specific theology about prayer. Now, your theology may have been, well, God didn't do it because it's never happened before. Or God didn't do it because it wasn't important. Or God didn't do it because it goes against the laws of physics. Whatever it may be, you're revealing that you have a theology on prayer. And what's important is for us to have the correct theology on prayer. See, most of our theology about prayer and about God comes from our experience. So I prayed for some Nike Air Force Ones and I didn't get them. Or I prayed for somebody to get healed. They didn't get healed. Therefore, God doesn't listen to prayers, or he doesn't heal, or God didn't care. Or I prayed for it not to rain when I went to Disneyland and it did rain. So God doesn't care about small things like that. It's important that your theology about prayer isn't based off of your experience, but it's actually based off of the Word of God. It's based off of the Bible, who God reveals himself to be through the Word. So we're going to jump into prayer. And the first questions we have to ask is, what is prayer? What is it exactly? Now, in the Old Testament, there are 13 different words that get translated into the word prayer. In the New Testament, there are 9 different Greek words that get translated into the word prayer. And what's my point here? My point is that prayer is not just one thing. There's different types of prayer. So one part of prayer is what someone would call like intercession. Intercession is when you're praying for someone else. You're bringing their prayer request before God. Another type of prayer is a type of prayer of just worship, where you're just telling God how great he is and how magnificent he is. Another type of prayer is a prayer that is, it's called a petition, and you're asking God for something. Another type of prayer is just conversation with God. And so there's so many different types of prayer. That prayer is not just standing on a stage and saying eloquent words. Prayer isn't getting it right. Prayer is communicating with God. When you boil it all down, prayer is communicating with God. And the big question to ask is, are you doing that? In some way, somehow, are you communicating with God? Are you talking to him? Because he wants to be in a relationship with you. And all good relationships have communication. We'll see you for the next part in just a second.